Bang!
Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared with my lovely wife, Kara.
Hello.
And we are checking out the new Kershaw Cargo. So the Kershaw Cargo is a backlock knife, but it does have bearings. Yes.
Did you know you're only allowed to carry it if you're wearing cargo shorts?
Well,
That's one of the rules.
Is that the rule?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, looks like I'm not going to be carrying it too much. Anyways, so it does have D2 steel, which is a lot better than what Kershaw normally uses. They've been using
CR 13 MOB, no more.
especially on these really budget knives that are from China. Whatever facility they're using in China, they usually use the 8CR on those knives. Now, this does have a deep carry clip that is reversible, and it is mega lightweight. And that's, I think, what the Cargo comes with. I think it's supposed to be something very lightweight.
Kind of like the Dragonfly from Spyderco.
Yeah, I think that's I think this is like their competition for the Delica. That's what I think, because that's what it reminds me of. And it actually does seem and feel extremely useful in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. So the blade shape and grind feels not super slicey or anything, but it would cut just fine. The tip is really good for utility cuts.
I like the shape as well.
Yeah, you can manipulate it really good. Like if you were going to cut an apple or, cut open a box or some straps or do some push, you can manipulate it really well. It is super slim, very lightweight. Like I said, you can get a full 4-finger grip, and you can take advantage of this spot right there to get up tighter to the edge. And even though it is super slim in this direction, it's relatively comfortable. It does have this big old deep carry clip on such a thin handle, but it doesn't bother me as much as I would think it would. Now, like I said, it does have bearings, and being a backlock, not much of a detent, but it is very smooth because it's on bearings. So you actually can flick it out pretty easily. Give me 1 second, baby. I can reverse flick it pretty easily. You just have to use momentum, or do what I like to do with some of the Spydercos and actually put the leverage straight up. I don't push out like that. I take and put pressure, like almost pushing against the pivot, pushing straight up, and then I slowly create the tension this way so that as I'm pushing really hard this way, eventually I let it fire that way. Well, that time I had to mess it up.
You're creating kinetic energy. The pressure on the pivot's creating a source of energy, and so then when you let your thumb go, the leverage is in a perfect position to fling out forward.
And then the same thing with the reverse flick. I just kind of push my pressure backwards that way until I slowly kind of teeter it this way until it fires off. And it works pretty good. And then the drop, it's not going to be fall shutty or anything because you have to overcome that backlock.
I'm notoriously bad at flicking open backlocks, so I'm just curious because I only almost.
There you go.
This is like the first backlock ever that I can do that with.
If you use a tiny bit of wrist snap, you'll get it every time.
Yeah, you really do have to push up straight though. Yeah, no, I gotta use a little wrist. Okay.
You want one more try?
I can't end on that, can I? All right. Anyway, keep talking.
Just go ahead.
Can I say my thing really quick? My one thing about it?
Yeah, as soon as you snap it open.
I just slow roll it. Anyway, so I have one thing about this knife that I noticed.
You got it. There you go.
That I noticed, and I'm telling you, I'm not good at backlock.
I'll tell you what, you just unsold this to everybody.
I did, guys. I swear it's me. I just am not a backlock person. I just am bad at the momentum. The smaller hands don't help because I don't have as much finger. I don't have as much stuff to fling here. It's shorter. It really does make a difference when you know about.
I think if you don't carry
works.
backlocks either, if you did carry a backlock for a week, you'd be fine.
Of course I would.
And you like to hit cameras.
Oh my god, I just hit the lens. Okay, anyway, there we go. So, my one thing with this knife is that, the way you close the backlock, you kind of do the little shaky thing, and then you go ahead and close it, right? It's fun to slow roll, though. My problem
yeah, it is.
It really
nice
is.
It's nice and
I like
smooth.
doing that better.
It's very smooth.
And it's not because I'm a failure at flicking it open. I like to do when you go into that shake shut position. So here, I'm going to show you actually as it really would happen, right? You got your knife, you do one of these, right? And you go to shake it shut. That's blade right there on my fingers. See where my finger is? See where the knife came down? Now, Jared and I were kind of fiddling with this, and for the most part, if you position your hand, it's not really that bad. Like, this part right here is not super sharp, and it barely gets you. But if you're lazily closing it with one hand while you've got your other hands full, you could potentially throw the blade down on your finger, especially if it was sharp.
Yeah, the thing is that they did not completely sharpen it right here at the edge. Technically, it's like a little bit more dull. You can see it reflecting back at you right now. And as long as you're holding it up really high right here, not down here, but up high, right here with your finger, it's not going to have enough momentum. The blade's just not heavy enough. Even if it's really sharp, you're going to be barely hitting this edge and mostly behind the edge. So it's just this little tiny pokey spot right there that's going to hit you. So, and like I said, it's not sharp, so it shouldn't get you at all. It should be just fine, although it is a thing. And if you do sharpen it, again, and put a sharper edge than what's on it, it might be something that you might want to just leave unsharpened in a way.
I do think that that problem that I'm having, that slight danger, it really only is going to apply to smaller hands. Because smaller hands, can I see this real quick?
Yeah, let me give them a little spin around
Sorry.
real quick. I get yelled at about this all the time.
Oh, the spin around?
Well, just flicking it constantly, not showing them the knife.
Just put it on the table and just do one spin like
No,
this.
I normally
or
show
just
them
spin around. Just kidding. All right, but no, my thing with this, though, is that the smaller your hand is, you have to get your thumb on this, right? So I cannot reach up like Jared can. I physically don't have enough hand to put my finger closer to where I'm not going to get hit by that blade. Like, for me, and a smaller hand is just not going to happen because I physically cannot reach.
You probably could if you just got a little practice with it because,
I mean, if
I do, but I do it with giant knives. So you could do it with this size knife if I can do it with really big knives.
Maybe.
Anyways, so some complaints, none of those were real actual complaints because you can get by with that. That's not a problem at all. It's something you got to get used to. It is FRN, so it does kind of flex. It's a backlock. You can always flex backlocks up and down just a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean they're weak at all. Backlocks are actually incredibly strong because you got this pin that's falling down into that groove right there, locking it in like this. So it's actually a very, very strong locking system, but it, has a little bit of side to side, it's a lightweight EDC, so it's not meant for hard use, but if you're just cutting with it, this will be great, and everybody loves the Delica, and it's the exact same way. Next thing is this plunge grind. Holy cow, they did not give you a sharpening choil at all, and it does the exact same thing. Now, I can see that this was made in the exact same factory as that Highball XL. They literally did the edge termination and almost a little bit of recurve back here. See how they recurved it back there? Now, it really doesn't. What they do is they have the plunge grind hitting the edge, and that's why it almost looks like the tip right here curves towards me a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, could you cut it out? No, because there's probably a little pin in there that stops right here. So, in order for the blade not to hit the back of, on the inside. So, you're not going to be able to do anything about that. You're just going to have to sharpen it the way it is and just leave it. I would just kind of leave this spot alone just a little bit and just kind of sharpen from here forward and just kind of leave this pin alone. Now, you could sharpen this away, I'm sure. You can see actually where it hits. Right there, that black line, that's where that hits. Mm-hmm. See that little reflection back towards you? So as long as you don't sharpen that out, you'll be just fine. So there is one other little negative thing. Now, the clip, even though it has quite a bit of tension, you can easily back that off, just by bending it just a little bit, and then it won't have as much pressure. But sliding it in and out of the pocket on this traction, it's a little grippy, and it might tear up your pockets a little bit if you don't, take a little tension off of that. But if you look in close, you can see the traction that they put on this. And where you don't want traction like this? It's on your face. And that reminds me of something. Now, I do want to shout out TIEGE HANLEY for sponsoring this video. They make uncomplicated skincare for men. In all honesty, guys, I use this product. I've been subscribed to them for months. I do like this product. like I said, I use it, so I'm definitely going to recommend it. I think it's important for us in the community, us guys in the community, to take care of ourselves, including our skin. TIEGE HANLEY makes it super easy. They give you a card on the inside of the box, which gives you all the steps, directions, even down to the amount of each product you should use. They have a 30% discount code if you do subscribe, which you can pause or cancel anytime. And like I said, I think it's important for us guys in the community to take care of ourselves, and who doesn't want healthier, younger looking skin? You can start with level 1, which gives you the face scrub, a face wash, an AM and a PM moisturizer. Level 2 adds on an eye cream, and level 3 adds on an eye cream plus a super serum. Doesn't matter which one you guys get, as long as you guys are taking care of your skin. Check out the links below. These are relatively affordable. The stone wash looks pretty good. D2, you just want to make sure you take care of it. It does, as long as it's heat treated well, it holds an edge for a decent amount of time, and it takes a really aggressive low to medium grit edge, but it is not extremely stain resistant. It's just below a stainless, so it's not bad, it's not horrible, but if you're in certain areas, you might want to make sure you keep it oiled, or you definitely want to make sure you keep it oiled.
Instead of being stainless, it's like stain some.
There you go.
Stain some seal.
Lots of gripping on this thing. They have jimping in a bunch of areas.
How do you feel about that weird cutout in the back with the jimp? Does that even like hit your hand?
What do you mean?
But back here, here I'm gonna point this. Does that like even do anything? Like, why is that there?
For this? Probably, I don't know.
With your, that makes sense.
I'm just guessing.
Make it make sense.
Or when you're like this and you're cutting straps, so you probably don't slip off this way. There's lots of different reasons why jimping will do that.
It's too long for my hand to hit it, so I just didn't know if like your hand had
a
purpose.
Anyways, just a quick look, guys. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
And tolerating me.
Peace.